Tuned to Arrow FM, your local community access radio station. The time now, 7 o'clock on a glorious evening here in the Wairarapa. Quite a change from the wild weather we've had in the last 6 or 7 days. But it's a beautiful night out there and looks like things are on the improve, which is good news.
Chicago to St. Louis, I've traveled around the circuit and worn out lots of shoes. Some folks always tell me whenever I come to town, they need some kind of remedy for when they're feeling down. I say the blues is a healer, and I know that is true. It helped me with my troubles, it will do the same for you. I'm having a good time. On the farm all day, I never had it easy, keeping all those demons away. But I never made a deal with the devil, don't you know? Cause when I met the blues, it brought goodness to my soul. The power of blues helped me all throughout my life. It's always been beside me through those hard days and lonely nights, and I'm having a good time. A real good time with the blues. Yeah, I paid my dues, and I'm having a good time with the blues. Always with me, in my heart and in my soul. I played a lot of juke joints, I played in castles too. There's one thing I can tell you, everybody gets the blues at 3 o'clock in the morning or in the midnight hour. Just open up your spirit to that special kind of power and have a good time. Paid my dues, and I'm having a real good time with the blues. Yes, I paid my dues, and now I'm having a good time with the blues. Yes.
Great way to start off a blues show. Phantom Blues Band and a good time with the blues, and hopefully you have a good time hearing some great blues music over the next hour. Hopefully none of my listeners down in Featherston suffered too much damage in that weather bomb that happened over, I think it was over the weekend, wasn't it? It was Sunday or Monday. A whole lot of rain fell on Featherston all at virtually the same time, and by the sound of it, there was no wind around to blow it away. So hopefully you managed to escape too much damage with all that wild weather. Certainly has been wild. It's been pretty localised as well, just to very small areas. So hopefully we've kicked that one away to sea, and the next few days is going to be fine here in the wonderful Wairarapa. Just talking about getting in touch and let me know how you fared over the weather The studio phone hopefully is working. I gave it a trial as I came in to the studio and it seemed to work, so you can give me a ring here on 3780255, 3780255, and we'll catch up with what's been happening.
Well, now look for me, baby. You know I'm coming home. Well, now look for me, baby, because you know I'm coming home. Well, now the reason I love you, darling, you know you done me wrong. Well, now I'm coming home to you, baby, and I ain't gonna leave no more. Yes, I'm coming home to you, baby, and I ain't gonna leave no more. Yes, you know I done you wrong, darling, the last time I walked out your door. Well, now I'll tell you, baby, just before I leave this town. Yes, I'm gonna tell you, baby, just before I leave this town. Well, I'm coming home to you, baby, and won't stand no push around.
Elmore, oh goodness me, Elmore James here, and coming home from the 1950s. It was a song that was covered later on by Fleetwood Mac in the 1960s. Haven't got a clue what I'm going to play tonight, so we'll probably get a real mixture. But next up, I've got lined up a track from George Thorogood and the Destroyers. I think this was probably their first or second LP. I'm just having a look at the moment. It came out in 1985, so yeah, it was probably one of the first couple that they put out. The saying goes, the blues had a baby and they called it rock and roll. And here's Chuck Berry's Memphis, Tennessee, performed by George Thorogood and the Destroyers.
Long distance information, give me Memphis, Tennessee. Help me find the party that tried to get in touch with me. They would not leave a number, but I know a place to call. 'Cause my uncle took the message and he wrote it on the wall.
A rockin' version there of Memphis, Tennessee, and according to the liner notes on that LP, it was actually recorded in 1984, so what's that? That's 34 years ago, and as I said, I think it's the first or second album that George Thorogood put out, and I certainly know it's an early one because when they first started out they didn't have a sax player. Right, next up we're going to have a couple of tracks by a couple of artists who were known as blues shouters, and that basically meant they sang the blues loudly. The guy who was best at it probably was Big Joe Turner, and we'll start off with Big Joe Turner and follow him up with Wainoni Harris.
Pots and pans. When you wear those dresses, the sun comes shining through. When you wear those dresses, the sun comes shining through. I can't believe my eyes, all the mess belongs to you. I believe to my soul you devil is not at all. I believe to my soul you a devil is not I know. Well, Lord, I work as fast as my money goes. I said shake, rattle and roll. Shake, rattle and roll. Shake, rattle and roll. Shake, rattle and roll. Well, you won't do right to save your doggone soul. Yeah, blood. I'm like a one-eyed cat peeping in the seafood store. I'm like a one-eyed cat peeping in the seafood store. But I can look at you till you ain't no child no more. I shake, rattle and roll. Shake, rattle and roll. Shake, rattle and roll. Shake, rattle and roll. Well, you won't do right to save your doggone soul. I lay over the hill, way down underneath. I lay over the hill, way down underneath. You make me roll my eyes, baby, make me grit my teeth. I said shake, rattle and roll. Shake, rattle and roll. Shake, rattle and roll. Shake, rattle and roll. Well, you won't do nothing to save your doggone soul. Shake, rattle and roll.
Baby, here I stand before you with my heart in my hand. I want you to read it, mama, hoping that you'll understand. Well, baby, mama, please don't dog me around. I'd rather love you, baby, than anyone else I know in town. Because you're so nice and loving, and you have such pleasing ways. If you take me to your home, be there the rest of my days. Well, baby, well, you know I wouldn't lie. Well, if I don't love you, baby, well, I swear I hope to die. Well, baby, baby, don't you want a man like me? Well, baby, baby, don't you want a man like me? You think all about our future, forget about your used to be. When my days are long and dreary and the sun refuses to shine, I would never be blue and lonely if I knew that you were mine. Well, baby, will you make everything all right? Can I have you today, baby? Or will it be tomorrow night? This is my confession, mama, and I'm filled by all your charms. Well, it means that I'm in heaven when you hold me in your arms. Well, baby, you can have me for yourself. You were meant for me, mama. I don't want nobody else.
Lipstick, fire and paint, lipstick, fire and paint, lipstick, fire and paint. Now here's you in, here's you ain't. There goes my baby up a tree, the giggling and the wiggling the toes in me. Let me put my glasses on, and had such fun since she's been gone. Lipstick, fire and paint, lipstick, fire and paint, lipstick, fire and paint. Now here's you in, here's you ain't. Hound dog scratching fleas, looking like she's in love with me. Licks my hand everywhere I go. I wish my baby loved me so. Lipstick, fire and paint, lipstick, fire and paint, lipstick, fire and paint. Now here's you in, here's you ain't. A lipstick, fire and paint, a lipstick, fire and paint. Corn in the barnyard, 10 feet high. Hide with me till your man pass by. Don't you sneeze or don't you cough. If you get dusty, I'll brush you off. Lipstick, fire and paint, lipstick, fire and paint, lipstick, fire and paint. Here's you in, here's you ain't. What kind of love is that you make? The world starts to tremble and the building shake. Love me and hug me once again. Let the roof and the walls come tumbling in. Lipstick, fire and paint, lipstick, fire and paint, lipstick, fire and paint. Now here's you in, here's you ain't. Lipstick, fire and paint.
Well, that's two trains running. Well, ain't now one going my way. Well, now one run at midnight, the other one running just for days. They're running just for days. It's running just for days. Oh, Lord, short of the hill. Oh, well, ho, ho. I do hate to lose. I do hate to lose. I do hate to lose. Oh Lord, sure enough I do. Oh well. I've been crazy. Yes, I've been a fool. I've been crazy all of my life. Well, I done fell in love with another man's wife. With another man's wife. With another man's wife. Oh Lord, sure enough I done. Oh well. Long, she's so long and tall. Till she weave like a willow tree. Well, now they say she's no good, but she's all right. She's all right with me. She's all right, she's all right. She's all right, she's all right.
Well, it was a few in a row. Peter from Featherston rang up. It was good to actually talk to Peter, and good that someone rang through, so we know that the phone is working. Now, if I remember rightly, which lately gets a bit more of a challenge, we started off with Big Joe Turner's Shake, Rattle and Roll, and then we had Wainoni Harris and Confessin' the Blues, and Wainoni Harris was a very popular act in the early 1950s in the States, but couldn't quite handle things when rock and roll came along, and his career sadly went into decline, as did his health because of drinking problems. After that, we had another Big Joe Turner song, not sure what it was. I think it might have been Lipstick, Powder and Paint. And we finished that little bracket off with Muddy Waters and Still a Fool. And all that brought the time to 27 and a half minutes after 7 o'clock here on Arrow FM, your local community access radio station. I was just saying to Peter, the different ways you can hear programs on Arrow FM, not only on the radio, but you can hear them on a podcast via our website, but you can also watch them on Freeview Channel 41, Wairarapa TV, when they are scheduled, and also you'll be able to pick up the videos from Wairarapa TV's webpage, Arrow FM's webpage, and if we don't infringe any copyright, you'll pick them up on YouTube as well. If you want to look on YouTube, I suppose you just put in Arrow FM in the search thing, and something will pop up. Right, next up we have got Dana Gillespie and a song called Sweet Tooth.
Dripper, it's how you earned your name. You got 5-star rating and one big claim to fame. You know how to satisfy, no water is too tall. Oh, I'm raving and I'm craving for my little butterball. Yeah, hang on sugar, my angel delight. I want my fill, I want a thrill, I got a sweet tooth tonight. Hang on sugar, your candy store. I got a sweet tooth tonight. I got one thing on my mind when I think of you. You're God's gift to womankind when you do what you do. Oh, you know how to stir it up, and right before my eyes, I can see it's all for me when you make that pudding rise. Yeah. Hang on, sugar, my angel delight. I want my fill, I want a thrill. I got a sweet tooth tonight. Hang on, sugar, you whet my appetite. 'Cause I want more from your candy store. I got a sweet tooth tonight. Ooh, sweetness now. One taste just isn't enough. You know I want a stack of your high-class cooking, baby. Oh, you bet I'm coming back. 'Cause I'm gonna look no further. Oh, I know I found the best. So stake your reputation and put it to the test. Yeah. Hang on, sugar, my angel delight. I want my fill, I want a thrill. I got a sweet tooth tonight. Yeah. Hang on, sugar, you whet my appetite. I want more from your candy store. I got a sweet tooth tonight. Hang on, sugar, hang on. Yeah. Hang on, I got a sweet tooth tonight. Yeah. Hang on, sugar, hang on. Ooh, I got a sweet tooth tonight. Hang on, sugar, hang on. Oh, I got a sweet tooth tonight. Yeah. Hang on, sugar, hang on. Hang on, I got a sweet tooth tonight. I'm coming for you now. I'm coming for you now. Yeah. Hang on, I got a sweet tooth tonight. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Mama's got a sweet tooth tonight.
Babe, I'm a country boy. And I was raised down on the farm. Babe, I'm a country boy. I was raised down on the farm. You know I wake from sun up to sundown. And I did not get no pay. Babe, I'm a country boy. And I work hard all my day. Babe, I'm a country boy. And I work hard all my days. mother and father, they work all day too. Man, you know they work there like a slave. Country boy, and I've been all my life. Babe, I'm a country boy, and I've been all my life. You know I sing the blues every day, because the country make me feel that way.
That's a track there by the Leon Brooks Blues Band, or the Blues Harp Band, which you probably wouldn't have heard of, and I certainly haven't heard of. It's from part of that anthology that Alligator Records put out in the 1980s, Living Chicago Blues, and that was from Volume 5. I had a look at what they'd written about Leon Brooks, and apparently late in 1979 it seemed improbable that he would ever play again, let alone record, because he had serious heart and lung problems, but he's obviously got over those. He moved to Chicago in the early 1940s, playing in what was known as the Maxwell Street markets in Chicago, and learnt a lot from little Walter, and as he grew up, he started playing in bands as a sideman, and then in the early 1960s he basically retired from music altogether, and didn't start playing again until the late 1970s, around about 1975, 76, and he recorded, and this is the cover, the beautiful covers on these anthology LPs by Alligator Records, but he was one of the ones that they decided to get to record, and I think it was the only time he did record, because shortly after that he basically sort of semi-retired because of his health. His mentor was little Walter around the Maxwell Street area, so here's a track by little Walter, the track called My Babe.
My My baby don't stand no cheating, my baby. Oh yeah, she don't stand no cheating, my baby. Oh yeah, she don't stand no cheating. She don't stand none of that midnight creeping, my baby. True little baby, my baby. My baby, I know she'd love me, my baby. Oh yes, I know she'd love me, my baby. Oh yes, I know she love me. She don't do nothing but kiss and hug me, my baby. True little baby, my baby. Stand no cheating, my baby. Oh no, she don't stand no cheating, my baby. Oh no, she don't stand no cheating. Everything she do so pleasing, my baby. True little baby, my baby. My baby don't stand no fooling, my baby. Oh yeah, she don't stand no fooling, my baby. Oh yeah, she don't stand no fooling. When she's hot, there ain't no cooling, my baby. True little baby, my baby. True little baby, she's my baby. True little baby, she's my baby. True little baby, she's my baby.
The brilliant Little Walter there and My Babe. Next up, we've got a track from Sugar Ray and the Blue Tones. And Sugar Ray Norcia is actually not a bad harmonica player as well. It's 14 minutes to 8 o'clock here on Arrow FM, and you're listening to the Friday Night Blues Show. Next up, we have got a track by Sue Foley, a lady who originated in Canada and became popular down in Austin, Texas, with the nightclub there called Antone's, where Stevie Ray Vaughan cut his teeth. This is her version of a Bob Dylan song called "If You Gotta Go, Go Now," which was also a hit for Manfred Mann in the 1960s. But here's a slightly bluesed up version.
Time it is, so if you gotta go, it's alright. But if you gotta go now. Oh yes, you got to stay all night. Oh, go on now.
house for 5 years, 'cause he is my good loving shade. Girl, I've been loving that man for a long, long time. Well, you must be mistaken, because the man is mine, oh mine. Well, I'm going downtown to find him and bring him on home. Girl, you ain't going nowhere, because that man is mine alone. So what you wanna do about it, honey? Well, I guess we gotta have him on cooperation plan. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I guess we'll have to have him on cooperation plan. Well, it won't seem nothing different, because he's just a two-timing man. No, it won't seem nothing different, because he's just a two-timing man. Well, how about it? Suits me. Suits me. Well, all right then.
Maria Muldaur there and Angela Straley, an old Bessie Smith song called My Man the Blues. Time to squeeze in one more.
Well, I'm tired of giving you all my loving, woman, and being faithful to you. Hey, look at here. I'm tired of giving you all my loving, woman, little girl, and being faithful to you. Yeah, I want you to find yourself another fool. You know, I'm sure that won't be hard to do. Yeah, I bought you a 6-flat building, woman. Woman, I paid the mortgage when it's due. Hey, you know, I bought you a 6-flat building, woman. Woman, I paid the mortgage when it's due. Hey, you know, if you can find a bigger fool, little girl, I'm only happy for you. Hey, you know, I sold myself to the devil the day, woman, I started loving you. Hey, now, I sold myself to the devil, woman, the day I started loving you. Hey, you know, I take my time to make peace with myself. Every day finds one feeling low. Yeah, find yourself another fool, because you and I are through. Hey, look here. Find yourself another fool, because you and I are through. Hey, you know, I'm gonna find myself some peace and happiness, that I'm gonna forget I ever loved you. Find yourself another fool. Yeah. You better find yourself a big fool. Find yourself another crazy fool. Yeah. Go on and find yourself a big fool.
James Cotton Blues Band there, and find yourself another fall, bringing to a close another edition of the Friday Night Blues Show.